The most obvious question for San Francisco hedge fund manager Tom Steyer is why? Why is he bankrolling an initiative dealing with state tax law?
I want to participate like everybody else in seeing California becoming a better place to live.
Steyer has already fought and won a battle at California's ballot box. In 2010, he helped defeat Proposition 23. That measure would have rolled back California's landmark global warming law. Now he's putting $20 million of his own money into passing Proposition 39.
It's about tax fairness. We are closing a loophole, but all we're asking out-of-state companies to do is to pay taxes on their income exactly the way that we do. And what that will do is it will bring into the state of California over $1 billion every single year, and all from companies from out of state.
California voters are getting a chance to do what California lawmakers failed to do in 2009. San Diego State University professor Steve Gill says the legislature gave companies a choice of how to pay their corporate taxes.
For years and years and years, we had a long tradition of using what's called a three-factor apportionment formula, which meant we look at three different factors that are economic drivers of income: sales, property, and payroll.
California lawmakers changed the rules so corporate taxes could be based on sales only. Many California companies adopted the sales-only rule because it was cheaper. But the state didn't get rid of the old tax formula, and some out-of-state companies find that formula cheaper.
Large multi-state companies that don't have a lot of payroll and property in California, but probably have a lot of sales. California is a very large state with a very large population. Clearly they are disadvantaged by a single sales factor and would prefer to keep the old three-factor formula.
Prop 39 would eliminate the choice and base corporate taxes on sales only. GM, Chrysler, Kimberly-Clark, and International Paper all spoke out against the idea when the measure qualified for the ballot, prompting the Prop 39 camp to take out ads attacking that opposition.
These companies are stepping all over California. They're fighting to keep $1 billion corporate tax loophole that gives tax breaks to companies for shipping jobs out of state.
But those large companies didn't have the stomach for an expensive ballot box fight in California. Co-sponsor Tom Steyer pulled the ad campaign when the companies dropped their opposition.
Some huge major American corporations have sent us letters who we thought might be in opposition and who are prepared to try and, debate. Send us letters saying, you know what, it is tax fairness. We recognize what you're doing is correct. We have no intention of opposing you.
Steyer says that allows him to focus on the positives and fixing two long-running California problems: tax revenue and jobs. He says the measure will generate $1 billion more for a cash-starved state. It earmarks half that money for the creation of green jobs over 5 years. But both of those solutions make Richard Ryder shudder. He's the chair of San Diego Tax Fighters. Ryder says Prop 39 is a tax hike, plain and simple, and he thinks voters will see that.
The last 8 tax increases that have been on the ballot, statewide tax increases, each of which could have passed with a simple majority vote. A lot of people think it takes 2/3. No, simple majority vote. The last 8 tax increases statewide have failed. 6 of the tax increases failed by double digits.
Ryder says a tax hike won't dig the state out of its fiscal hole. He argues that California needs fiscal discipline, not more money. And he's not ready to let politicians steer $500 million a year into green energy projects.
It's not like there's a bunch of wise, pipe-smoking geniuses up there making those distributions. It's going to be people who respond to pressures in Sacramento. It's going to be people who respond to political contributions.